Have you ever dreamed of getting paid to help people travel the world? In today's episode of Nova Careers, we're talking with Fonya Frazier, owner of Savvy Girl Vacations. She shares what travel agents really do behind the scenes, the skills you need to succeed, and why this career is about so much more than booking vacations. Hello, I'm Vanessa with Nova Careers. Today I'm on with Fonya. Fonya, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
My name is Fonya Frazier. I do several different things, but on this call, what we're talking about is me being a owner of a travel agency business. And the name of my business is Savvy Girl Vacations.
Savvy Girl Vacations. I'll be sure to
Yes.
drop that in the description.
Okay.
And so this is not your day job,
It's not my day job.
not your day job. So it's something that you're doing on the side. And how long have you been doing it?
This year will be 7 years.
Oh my goodness. I did not realize you'd been doing that for 7 years. Okay.
7 years, yes.
7 years. How did you get started?
Well, I am a lover of cruising. So I always had a travel agent. And on my day job, I've been on my day job at the time almost 20 years, right? I was going into, getting close to the 20-year mark. And I started to think, what else can I do? Like, is this all I can do? You start wondering, because I started working at 19 at that job. So I was like, wow, So I happened to ask my travel agent one day, and I was like, "Hey, do you think I could be a travel agent like you?" And she, without hesitation, I remember it. She was like, "You absolutely could." Like there was zero hesitation. And I was like, "Well,
Nice.
can you tell me like how to get started, all of those things?" And she laid it all out for me to join up under the same agency that she's under. I joined the same agency.
Okay. So when you say joined, what does that mean?
Well, I have a host agency. There's different ways that people get into becoming a travel agent. Some people take the multi-level marketing route. I did not take that route. I'm under a company called Cruises and Tours Unlimited, and I'm
Okay.
an independent travel agent up under their umbrella. I run my own business under their umbrella.
Okay. So then as a company, do they provide you with anything? Like how does that work?
Absolutely. So the point in having a host agency, all of the things I'm able to have the relationship with the suppliers, like with the different cruise lines, the
Okay.
different tour operators, they have that relationship. And me being up under their umbrella, now I have that relationship as well to be able to have access to book clients on all these amazing cruise vacations and land vacations. And then that's also they provide me with the tools like the customer management system that I
Okay.
use. They provide you with a level of training to get you started. Now, I won't say that's the end all say all of training that you need,
Okay.
but they do provide resources, right? For you to learn more about the suppliers, learn more about the business. They have a boot camp that you can actually attend in person in Jacksonville at their home office for a week at a time. They do a lot. And
Nice.
you just pay a small fee, and I say small for what they provide. That's another thing with different agencies, host agencies. Sometimes the fees are astronomical, but with them, fees are very reasonable per month, and then they
Okay.
provide you with all of these great relationships.
Nice. So you pay a fee per month, but you get all the different resources.
That's correct.
Okay.
And they take care of like when I book, let's say I book a Carnival cruise and commission is already built into the pricing of that cruise.
Okay.
So once my client pays that booking in full, Carnival then sends over the portion of the booking that's the commission part to Cruises and Tours Unlimited. And then through that customer management portal, right? Then they just send me my commission.
Okay.
It goes direct deposit.
So and I think a lot of people feel like if they use a travel agent that they're going to end up spending more on their vacation, and that's
Right.
not true, correct?
It doesn't have to be.
Okay.
However, there are cases where when you do a lot of research and
Yes.
also, you know, you'll have travel agents that charge for that time because there can be some extensive travel plans that you can put together, like European vacations, putting together excursions for each day that you're traveling, let's say on a some clients have 14-day European vacations, right?
Right.
So even with cruising though, there are many agents that do the same, right? It's a fee because we do have a level of expertise. There's things that we know
Mm-hmm.
and understand, and we put this whole vacation together for you. So
Right.
sometimes you might have to pay a planning fee,
Yeah.
but
Because you're
as
building a
far
package, an individual package for that person.
That's right. A planning fee, and then but outside of that, just because you use a travel agent, it's not like our price with Carnival or with Royal or with Virgin Voyages is gonna be higher because you used us. It's gonna be the same price whether you book it online yourself or you use us.
Okay. Yeah. It's more so the planning, and that's a special touch because you're going in and really creating that package for them. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you need to charge for that cuz that takes a lot of your time?
It does. Most travel agents, and I talk to a lot of my colleagues, the reason that they do the charge because you do have a lot of prospects sometimes that'll come and ask a lot of questions or get several different quotes from you and then you never hear back.
Yeah. Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that's what causes a lot of the heartburn. I know travel agents get a bad name for charging and pricing, but that's where it comes from just because, put, an hour, sometime hours
Right.
into putting together something that you said you wanted to go on, and then when we send it, you never even get a answer back to an email, a text, or nothing. Just ghost you completely.
Right. Yeah. That's a lot of your time going into that for
Mhm.
them to just ghost you. Yeah. That makes sense.
It happens.
Yeah. So is this what you saw yourself doing when you were a teenager? Being a travel agent?
Not at all. I never even there's no way I could have predicted that. No, I had my eyes set on being a radiological technician. I was gonna do X-rays and sonograms, and I just took a whole different track.
Okay. So this wasn't on your radar, and you have a day job. So what do you do during the day?
I am a customer service director over a call center.
Okay. So
Yes,
you do that, and is that full time?
it is.
And you still have time to do travel?
Lots of calendar control.
Yeah.
So sometimes working before my shift starts and all the time, I have days that after work that are set up for cruise consultations with clients.
Okay.
That's when I take care of emails. That's when I take care of doing new bookings. And I do have an admin assistant that's in my email inbox that is
Okay.
helping me throughout the day, being able to say, "Hey, Fanya, there's a lot of things she can't necessarily respond to, but
Mhm.
she can send a text and like, when you get a second and you go to break, this one might be you need to take a look at."
Gotcha. Yeah. But lots of time management for sure to keep everything going. Do you
It's
get
an
to sleep?
absolute must. It just depends. A lot of the times I'm falling asleep with the laptop in my lap, right, at night, because 'cause I'll get in bed and working and then
Mhm.
just crash out, but it just depends. It has its ups and down days. Like, some weeks I'm like, "Wow, thank you, all of this great business," and some weeks I'm looking for business. It
Right.
just
It
but
ebbs and
sleep
flows. Yeah.
but sleep sometimes is 3, 4 hours
My
a
goodness.
night,
Yeah.
sometimes.
So are there different seasons too? Like a different are there more busy seasons for travel?
Well, the travel industry as a whole has what's called wave season, right? And that typically starts December through March, April.
Okay.
But what I learned in over the years of doing this, right? There are times that my summer bookings beat out wave season.
Okay.
And what I learned is I create my own wave season just depending on how much I show up.
Mm. And when you say show up, what do you mean?
I'm doing videos, I'm talking about this particular cruise, I'm giving education about this, whatever it is that I want people to pay attention to. I
Okay.
make the decision and that's what I stick to. So sometimes it's I want to let these folks know about Carnival this week. And because I like what Carnival's this promotion and I'll just hit it hard, right?
Gotcha.
And I create it's sometimes it's just me showing my face and they may not even book what I was talking about, right? But me talking about vacation and these things and they're like, "Oh, well, I want to do this." And here we go, it starts.
Right.
So, I always tell my business coach, I tell her, sometimes I go missing. I go away from camera when I'm super busy because I know I'm at my limit and I can't really take on
Right.
any more. But I'm thankful that if I start showing up and if I do 2 videos a week and consistently hit it, I can create my own wave season.
Okay. And that is showing up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok too?
My thing is mostly Facebook and TikTok.
Okay.
I've never been able to get traction on Instagram,
Okay.
but TikTok is my thing. Facebook groups,
Mhm.
I'm able to that's pretty much how I built my business through Facebook and Facebook groups, no doubt. There was no TikTok
Nice.
then, 7 years
Yeah.
ago.
Right. Yeah, that's social media definitely is helpful.
That's exactly how I did it. I know there are some, travel agents like hate it's like, "Oh, I hate, showing myself." I was like, "That's the only way. People have to know you, like, become to trust you, know your face
Right.
and what you represent."
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And the more that you show up authentically, obviously,
Mhm.
the more they're going to trust you. And you said that you not always promoting stuff, just giving helpful tips and hints and stuff. And that's what helps them to trust you for sure.
And telling about client situations that happened, all of those things, how things went crazy for a minute and then we were able to
Right.
work it out. Yes.
Right. And do you get those calls then if people are on vacation and something comes up? Do you,
Had a few, yeah.
yeah.
Medical emergencies have happened,
Mm,
where someone's on a cruise, they cut themselves, or I've even had a client that had to have oxygen, so and serious medical attention. So
mm,
I'm always on alert for those that are actively traveling.
okay. And how would you help them? Like, were you able to help them with that or
What
maybe
I
because they
did
had
is
to
just in those particular cases, I helped them to go ahead and get their claim started with the travel insurance,
okay.
sent them over the policy number, make sure they had the link and the phone number to call to the insurance company. And then afterwards, making sure that they just got off the ship safely and made it to the hospital because they had to go to a hospital in port, at in that town.
Right.
And then just keeping up with making sure that all the documentation that they needed, that they have it to give to the insurance company for help with those medical bills.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't even think about that
Yeah.
and very helpful, especially when you are in that crisis to have someone in your back pocket to be able to reach out to who can help you. And especially if you have that contact information, not necessarily at the port, but for submitting the claim and that sort of
Mhm.
stuff where they don't have to go and reach out. So there's another reason to use an agent
Yes.
instead of doing it yourself because you're on your
Mhm.
own then. Yeah.
You're on your own figuring it all out.
Yeah. So, what do you love most about what you do?
The thing I love the most is I'll say just from this morning before I got on this call, I have a client that she took her first cruise just last year in
Okay.
October or November, one of those months. And she fell in love with cruising
Mm,
big time, her and her husband.
okay.
And now, already this year, let's see, she's got 2 cruises booked with sisters, another cruise booked with husband, and already booked a 2027 Thanksgiving cruise.
Wow.
So from that one cruise that, I was able to help plan and put together and make sure that
Mhm.
she was comfortable and confident to get on that cruise ship. And everything went off perfectly on her first cruise. And she's just in love. Now she's booking everything.
Sh She's cruising all over the place.
She is, and that's the part of my job that I love when somebody comes to me and they're like, "I'm not really sure about this, I don't know if I should get a balcony if I want to be." Now it's I want a balcony. She knows what she wants. I'm like, "Whoa, okay." So I love to see like it's almost like some clients grow up in their cruising
Mhm.
as our relationship builds and they learn what to do and what they like and do's and don'ts.
Right. You get to you get to watch it grow in that.
I
Yeah,
do, and I
I
love that
understand
part.
that. Yeah, I can understand that. What's the, hardest part or something that people wouldn't realize, I guess, as hard?
I think I think it's that people have the perception because we have a lot of agents in the business that you'll see posted that says, "Get paid to book your own travel." That's
Okay.
how they introduce, what being a travel agent is about.
Mm,
So I would say that the hardest thing is just really having people to really understand what it is to be a travel agent and what we really do, right? And
gotcha.
it's not about just, I'm doing this to get paid to book my own travel.
Mm,
No, there's a lot of behind the scenes work to make sure that your cruise goes perfectly for you, right? We have to make sure that we're available to make the payments for you on these different vacations. Changes, like I've just had a request to make changes to different guests inside of a cabin. There's occupancy restrictions on certain rooms. So if you
right,
book a cabin for two and then all of a sudden, oh no, I want four in my room. Now we got a whole situation that we got to navigate, right?
right,
Just that would probably be the hardest thing, just making sure that people understand, that we do care about your vacation. That we're not
right,
just here booking so that we can have our own free vacation.
right,
Right. So, and just fighting against the different sides of the travel agent business, right? Because you do have some sides that don't see the picture the way that I do, right?
right,
And it's not their fault. It's just lack of training.
right. Yeah,
Yeah. And I don't think anybody, they don't get into nobody gets into business to mistreat somebody or do a
right.
bad job or mess up someone's vacation. But that's where it goes back to in the beginning when I said that my host agency gives training, but
Mhm,
I had to invest in outside training, right? To really, really understand and change my thought process and mindset as it relates to business and those that trust me enough to take care of their vacation.
right. Yeah. So, if someone wanted to become a travel agent, do you have any words of wisdom or how they should get started?
Say definitely don't jump into being a travel agent just for commission, just for money, or just thinking that this is going to help me be able to travel because you can get in over your head really, really quickly if you don't come into the travel agency business with a plan.
Gotcha.
I am somebody that came in and I got in over my head fast because I didn't have that proper training. I joined the host agency. They
Mhm,
have all of this stuff that's available for me to click on and be registered to. And I
mhm,
registered to everything and just started posting. And then when you get your first client, that's when the uh-oh feeling goes off like, okay, now what do I do now?
right.
So I would say having definitely a mentor of some type,
Okay.
somebody, and I'm very thankful for my travel agent that brought me in because, I started off just doing one cruise line. I only did Carnival in the beginning, and she was a master of that as well. So she could help me answer any question that I needed. I can't imagine how some travel agents come in and don't have that
Mhm,
because it's very tough because the cruise line can only help you so much because you have to remember Some of the agents, when you call the 800 number at the cruise line, they just started yesterday.
Right.
They're learning too.
Right.
So my advice would be to have a plan as far as who's going to help you get some type of mentorship going on if you can,
Mhm.
and definitely invest in your business, invest in you, your mindset, how to handle clients. What kind of processes are you going to have in place? Don't jump in here and get 10 clients with no process. How are you going to handle calls? How are you going to handle emails? Those things are super important. The background is what's going to run the front of your business.
Okay. Yeah. It's a lot more to it than what meets the eye.
Whew.
Be prepared.
Yeah, I was up at 5:45 this morning on a Saturday getting stuff because I don't wanna be tied down later. I have something to
Mhm.
do later, so I have to do calendar control, right? I need to take
Right.
care of something for my clients, and I don't wanna make them wait until tomorrow. So, I get up, get them taken care of, and then that's done. I'm off for today, the rest of the day.
And do you only book cruises or you book, I mean, I guess with the like cruise packages, or do you book
So
other things?
I'm just venturing out into I just did a all-inclusive vacation to Cancun for next June
Okay.
for a group. They're one of my repeat clients, loyal clients, and they're graduating from veterinarian school. And
Okay.
she was like, I want to do a all-inclusive. And I'm like, I typically always stick to cruises because I have a full-time job. Because things go wrong with the airline. The airline is your problem, right? When you're dealing with all-inclusive vacations.
Right.
So typically I'm there to assist with those that are cruising. I might not book the airline, the air for them, but I'm
Okay.
there to say, okay, this is what time the cruise is going to leave. I do not recommend flying in the same day.
Okay.
Let's fly in the day before, and maybe I'm giving advice. I don't ever recommend basic economy tickets. I mean, I know it's cheap, but you have no flexibility.
Right.
I mean, I don't I give those types of I'm still there, but I'm not booking it. Because
Right.
it's easier if something goes wrong for you to be able to walk up to the gate agent at the airport and get stuff, and I'm on the phone or texting. I've been in chat even for clients with an airline going, "Do you have anything?" trying to help figure things out.
Gotcha. Yeah. That makes sense. So mostly cruises, but now you've ventured into.
Yeah, I made an announcement that I'm gonna take a very small number of all-inclusive vacations to the Mexican Caribbean only for right now through 2027.
Okay. Well, and that makes sense. I mean, because you can start as small as, as necessary with one or two and kind of build it from there and get your feet wet and then
Yeah.
take on more. And, if people approach you and say they want to book a vacation, if you have enough or too much on your plate, you can say, I can't right now. So,
Yes, and I
yeah.
have somebody that I refer them to, right?
Okay.
So I'm really big about I just don't take on everything because I'm not looking at the commission only, right? I'm
Right.
looking at can I take
Right.
care of you? Do I have the
Right.
capacity to take care of you? And if I'm looking at, oh my gosh, I already have one all inclusive with already for that particular month in
Right.
2027, it's already about 10 guests. That's a
Mm,
big one,
right.
right? So it might only be my next one for 2027 is gonna have to be after June.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and you want to serve your customers. You don't want to just get them in for the
No,
commission, like you said. Yeah.
that'll never work. That'll always fall apart.
Yeah. That makes sense. So you said that you've done training, but you didn't need a college education or a specific degree to do this.
It's available. You can get degrees in like hospitality and travel. There are different associations like ASTA, travel leaders networks that have different programs and training certifications you can sign up for. You can become a certified, cruise travel agent. There's a lot of things that you can get certifications in and trainings that you pay for.
Okay.
I did not take that route, but I know several agents that have. I invested in a business marketing coach.
Okay.
And I mean, there's not been one thing that she has told me that I've seen. It's the same thing that is done in though, but they're just putting it directly with the travel business, right?
Okay. Right.
But she does marketing and training for everything, right? So, but it's the concepts are the same. So I would say you could do either route. I like to have the personal. I'm not good at just reading stuff or just going through a course and clicking.
Right.
I'm that's not now I have invested in 2 different things like that that have been wonderful because she does a good job of though you're clicking through her program and you pay for her course, she
Mhm.
interacts with you inside of a Facebook group.
Okay.
But those things that you buy that I'm just listening, I won't ever finish it. But between, like I said, my marketing, my actual coach jumping on calls with me weekly,
Mhm. Right.
that's amazing, and she was I always tell her, I said, "I feel like Savvy Girl Vacations belongs to you as well because that's how she made it feel." I could just message her like today and say, "Hey, I'm having this issue. I'm not really sure which way to go." Within 5 minutes, we got it figured out. That
Gotcha.
type of training is gold.
That right. Yeah. And you can give her a shout out on here.
Arlene Cruz, Social Suite Solutions.
Okay.
She is the bomb.com.
Okay. And I'll drop her link on in the description as well.
Yeah.
What sort of personality or skills would a person need to be a travel agent, to be a successful, helpful travel agent?
Well, I would say part of my success as well is because I come from a leadership customer service background. I'd already
Right.
been doing that since I was 19 and hitting 20 years when I decided to do this. Dealing with an upset customer, being able to navigate difficult situations, thinking outside the box, coming up with solutions is something that is natural to me. So I
Right.
would say if you're a natural lover of people and helping
Mhm.
and serving, you have to love, you have to serve from here
Right.
and see yourself in their shoes, right? A lot of the times when I hear upset, they're not upset with me, so to speak,
Right.
right? It's the situation that has happened. And my job is to, sometimes I can anticipate when something might become an issue, being proactive.
Right.
That's why I do a lot of education because sometimes education, setting expectations can help to put out any future fires before they ever start.
Right. Yeah.
So
And
I would say be that kind of person.
right. Yeah, you definitely need those customer service skills, some patience, empathy,
Mhm.
I'm sure, and
Oh, yeah.
and organization.
Say I'm the most organized, but you have to have a process, right? And
Get your
I always
processes in place. Yeah.
I would advise try to do that as early as you can into your career because once you start getting clients and you start getting busy, it's hard to stop and go back
Right.
to fix it
Right.
because now you have people you have to serve and that'll take up a lot of your time. And then, I have maybe 2, 3 years ago, I had to kind of just stop. Like I took care of who came to me, but I stopped kind of promoting because I needed to slow it down.
Mhm.
I had to fix the back end.
Right.
Yeah. And then once I fixed my back end, then I was able to come back and it worked so much better.
Right. Come back stronger and yeah.
Yeah, because there were times that I would have 10 and 15 messages in my inbox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
People coming
can
at
you imagine every question about a booking that's already been done coming through Messenger? I can't, that's too much.
right.
So we came up with a price. Now it's perfect. I mean, and they're not restricted from ever messaging me, right?
Right.
But they understand my process. Like if it's something that's a quick touch, okay, yeah, that I can answer, but something that I need to research, something in depth, or something that's not emergency right now, shoot me an email. And
Right.
then
Right.
myself or someone on my team can look at it and we'll get it taken care of. I had to learn that everything isn't a right now emergency. That had given me a level of anxiety that I couldn't hardly bear at one point.
Right. Yeah. So definitely setting boundaries of that sort. Yeah.
It's a must because I can remember almost early on being in tears because I could never, I was on.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's hard to do when you have a full-time job. You can't
Right.
be always on, and people are
Right.
disappointed because you haven't answered them, and so getting those processes in order, that just helped erase all of those troubles.
Well, and I wonder if too, because you're more of an online business, if people think then her doors are open 24/7 versus a brick and mortar where it's like, no, no, we close at 5. See you tomorrow morning.
And that's part of it for sure, and then you'll see, I don't know if you've seen, but you'll see a lot of travel agents that actually say, I'm here 24/7. I'm here when the cruise line is closed. And I'm like, okay, that works for you, but hey, not me. I
Right.
am not here 24/7. I'm going to sleep at some point, or
Right.
when I am working, I'm working on, someone's reservation. I have to be attentive to what I'm doing. So I
Right.
can't be worried about my messenger flashing with 10 messages
Mhm.
and trying to, because mistakes can and will happen that way.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. You
Mhm.
really need to be able to prioritize and
I have to.
yeah. Yeah. So, is there a favorite place that you've cruised to, or what's your favorite vacation?
For cruising, one of my favorite ports that I visited was Curacao.
Okay.
This is in the Southern Caribbean. It's below the hurricane belt.
Okay.
The locals were very, very nice in Curacao.
Okay.
Willemstad. It was beautiful there. And that's, and if I want to just have a good time in pretty blue water, I love Grand Turk because Margaritaville is there and it's right on the beach.
Okay.
Pretty turquoise water. And
Nice.
if I had to say like a non-cruise,
Mhm.
keep it pretty simple when it's non-cruise. I can just drive to Florida and have a blast.
And be good.
Yes, I'm fine. Just going to International Drive in Orlando, it just
Mm,
tickles me. Universal Studios is a favorite for me.
yeah. I love Universal, Disney. I love all those. I like vacationing.
I'm telling you, I can't be upset on a vacation. I don't think if I try.
Right. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being on here and answering the questions. I have a couple rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
So, what was your first job you ever had?
Gosh, I'm getting old. I can't even think what it was. I worked at a grocery store in
Okay.
town. Yeah.
Were you like a stocking person or
Sure.
cashier? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
16, still going in high school and work all day, go to school all day, and then get right off of school and go to work at the grocery store. Normally, my schedule used to be like 4 to 10. I do
Okay.
closing, store close at
Wow.
10. Then my mom would come and pick me up and go home, get showered. If I had some homework, I do that and then go to bed. Get up and do it again.
So you've been going since 16 because you said you started your other job at 19.
Right. I've only had 3 jobs my entire life. After the cashier, I worked, for a few years. I think I worked at the grocery store maybe a year, and then from
Okay.
17 to 19, I was an admin assistant. It was so close to my house, I could just walk from home to the job.
Nice.
So I worked with it was a small business, and they had me doing phone calls and stuff for them, and, I was going to tech school at the time and working
Okay.
that job.
Gotcha. And then you got the job at the call center at the
Yep, I saw this job that I'm working now, was posted at the tech center at the technical school. saying that we're hiring, and I'm like, I need more money,
Yeah.
right? And they were paying more than what I was making. And I went and did the interview, did the testing. I didn't think much of it, to be honest, when I applied. I really didn't.
Right.
I had a car and my air conditioner had went out because a deer hit my car. And I just wanted I needed air. I needed my car fixed.
Right.
That's why I wanted the more money, and I got
Right.
the job, and I've been there ever since.
20 plus years later, you're still there.
This
Nice.
November will be 25 years.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome. What is a job you wouldn't wanna do?
Gosh, I don't know what I wouldn't wanna do. I can't do anything like when I'm working outside, like construction or something, cause I like to keep these little nails done and stuff. You can't be cute and sweating, so I have to do something where I can be in the air. I love extremely cold temperatures.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody says, like, when they come up at my house, they're like, "Oh my god, it's freezing in here." I'm like, "Put a jacket on." I love it cold. So, but
You
I don't
do.
like heat. So
Wow.
definitely no outside work for me.
Not working outside, not digging in any dirt or in the heat. No.
Mm-mm.
She's like, "No, no, girl." Alright. Alright, last question. What advice would you have for your 16-year-old self or a teenager that's listening to this?
My 16-year-old self would take it a lot slower and enjoy life right where it is. Don't be in a rush to get grown.
Mm,
Because I was in a super rush. I wanted to get grown. I needed to have my own money. I needed my own car, my own place. Didn't understand that with all of that comes a level of responsibility that's out of this world. Try to stay away from having all of this heavy responsibility on you as long as you can. As long as you have your parents that
mhm,
are supportive
mhm,
and they're not pressuring you to, you have a roof over your head, warm place to stay. Take advantage of that and build your life slowly. Think carefully about what you want to do the rest of your life. Make
right,
wise decisions about if it's school, make sure that you're going to school for something that you can really make a good living on, especially in the times we live in now. We can't afford to have these big loans and going to school for something that you cannot even get a job in.
right.
So
Yeah.
service related things, and don't be afraid. I was so afraid of everything.
Mhm,
Wanted to do a lot, but just afraid. While you're young, take leaps and do things and try things. Travel early, you know,
right.
be adventurous. I wish that I had done that earlier. Now I'm more adventurous, but before
Right.
I put myself in a box, don't do that. Your
Mhm.
whole life is ahead of you. Take advantage of it. That would
Right.
be my advice.
Right. Well, and I liked what you said about, like, slow down and when you're under your parents' roof, because guess what? Once you get out there, there's no going there's I mean, you can come back to your parents' house
Most of the
parents allow
time,
their
but
kids to come back, but once you start doing the grown-up stuff, you don't get to it's there for the rest of your life.
yes, and you
Now
can make some
you're working that
yes,
9 to 5, and you're paying those bills and
and you can make some choices, at that age that change the entire trajectory of your entire life. So make careful choices.
yeah, yep,
Make
and don't
careful
be in a
choices.
rush to grow up.
Ugh,
It's not for the faint of heart.
it's not. It is tough out here, and just slow I wish I had slowed down. And now I find myself, I'm 44, at least once a week I'm talking about stuff that, you know, teenage years and growing up years and how you will miss the things that you despised. I
Mhm.
promise.
Yeah, yep,
You miss them.
I hear ya. Are you doing a mentorship program?
I do have a mentorship program for travel agents.
Okay.
I do that because of all the things that I talked about on this call. I want to give and be what I wish I had
Mhm.
and when I started the business and be that support system. Be that person who it feels so good. A lot of the times with travel agents, it can feel lonely because travel agents can be really, hate to say, like snooty, but they're like, I'm not helping you do
I'm not giving
anything.
you any of my secrets.
Right, and that's the attitude, right? But there's enough travel out here for everybody to have a piece of the pie.
Okay.
And I always tell even my mentees, the client that is yours will be yours.
Mm. Mhm.
They can't nobody can take them. If your client finds someone else that they feel more aligned with them, we should release them gracefully.
Mm. That's good. Yeah.
Sometimes, I the way I do things might no longer serve the way a client needs to do things,
Right.
right? And it's okay. I mean, I have some people I still talk to, but they don't book their trips with me anymore. I'm not mad.
Yeah. And it's obviously you've made it sound like you have plenty of clients or can have plenty of clients depending on how you market. If you wanted to be busy as heck, you could be.
Could
So
be.
it's not like you're hurting for clients. So is
No,
your mentorship something that obviously I know you're busy and so you probably are limiting that as well, but is that something that's already up and running
oh
or you're
yeah.
working on? It's up and
So
running.
I'm already in the second cohort.
Okay.
The way that I do it is I have a group um for the mentees to be in there and talk with me, talk with each other. That's the place that you can go to put your questions in, or if something happened in the day and you need to vent, you can do it there in the group, but you also have weekly or every other week meetings with me. It's a group mentorship program. So
Okay.
whoever has signed up for the program, then every other week we come into a Zoom call and we discuss what is important, like what's on your mind, what you have. Sometimes I might be telling about something specific that I want to teach about. But most of the time, as your mentor, I want to help you with what you feel like you need assistance with. What's your pain point? And
Gotcha.
then I also have the individual one on one calls that anybody can book, right? You don't have to be in the mentorship program. You can have a one on one call with me. Like if you just have this one thing you want to discuss and figure something out, you can do per calls with me.
Okay. All right. And can people get a hold of you? I'll put your stuff in the description, but is that like the Savvy Girl Vacations as well?
Yes.
Or reach
I
out to you
don't
on
really
Facebook?
Facebook is the best way, like, in my
Okay.
Messenger for, like, mentorship stuff just to give you, because I only run that, it's a 12-week mentorship program, right? So
Okay.
we've already started this cohort. So the next cohort, I haven't decided what day that's gonna be. It will be probably sometime in October or September, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But then I do different Zoom calls throughout. Like I just did a wanna be a TA Zoom call where I just sit, and if you show up, I will just answer your general questions about being a
Okay.
travel agent.
Okay. So that's just a Zoom call where you can see if this might be something that you're
Yeah.
interested in. Yeah.
Exactly. Or
Awesome.
sometimes I'll have somebody that's already in the business. I've had a few that travel agents that maybe had already jumped into the MLM side of things. And then they were like, I'm not really sure because I'm not getting support. And then I kind of give them compare and contrast and what direction you could move to, those
Okay.
types of things. So I'm big about helping and giving direction.
You're not a gatekeeper and you
No, I mean, because, I'm thankful that the person that brought me in didn't gatekeep with me,
right.
right? And a lot of what I know and what's in my head, it's just up here, right? It's going to be
Right.
natural for me to speak about. So
Mhm.
I'm not ever worried about giving something away that's mine.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I definitely will put all of your information in the description so if people want to, they can reach out to you and get more
Absolutely.
information because yeah, I think you definitely gave valuable information today about not just becoming a travel agent and the benefits, but also that it is hard. You got
Yeah.
to be able you got to be willing to work for it. It's not just gonna you sit back and relax and go on free vacations.
No.
That's
And
not the truth.
for the record, I do want to say the travel is not free. I pay.
Yeah. Right.
I do. It's not a discount. There are some suppliers that will give like a travel agent rate, but a lot of the times you got to travel within it's certain ships, certain dates. Sometimes it's last minute, so it's not like I just get to click and book and go, oh, this is going to be 2000.
No, that's not the truth of it, no matter if people want to tell you that
No
is.
matter what. No. Mm-mm.
Well, thank you, Fonya, for all the information and for being
Thank
on with us
you.
today.
Thank you
Yes.
for inviting me.
Oh, I'm glad that it worked out that we could get this call on here and get people some
Yes.
information and they can make an educated decision and they can reach out to you and hop on a Zoom when you're having your Zooms and see if this
Hmm.
really would be a good fit for them. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks for watching Nova Careers. If this interview helped you discover a new possibility, make sure to subscribe for new career conversations every Thursday. And remember, you can't dream what you've never seen. See it,